A warm welcome to my dear student friends in this part 3 and final video of learning resources. I am going to discuss a wonderful title that after searching good learning resources and after identifying a good quality learning resources, and another important point is how far the learning resources to be utilized for the teaching learning purpose. So in that, the role of the teacher is another important area to make use of learning resources. So in that video, I want to give the role of the teacher and their importance in promoting the utilization of learning resources. So the teacher role is a very crucial and critical role to utilizing learning resources effectively in teaching of physical science. So it includes some of the important points of resource selection. So nowadays a lot of learning resources available from the ICT to laboratory experiments. So as a teacher, what kind of learning resources is fitting to the students' learning and what kind of need the students actually want to learn. So these are all some of the important things as a teacher remain in the mind while teaching a scientific concepts. So for that, resource selection is important. A teacher identifies and select appropriate learning resources that align with the learning objectives, curriculum and the needs of the students. So here I want to give a simple example with reference to curriculum that suppose if we provide a quality education, the whole curriculum should be follow certain rules to conduct these kinds of process, especially for science teaching. Then another important resource is resource integration. So how we have to integrate the learning resources into lesson plan creations, conducting the activities and assessment. Very important. With the help of assessment only, we have to enhance the teaching learning process and we have to promote the active learning engagement among the students. So for that, assessment is also another important area of integration. Then next one is facilitation. This is nothing but how a teacher can guide to the students and interact with the learning resources, providing a guidance, clarification of the students' doubts, and with the help of feedback whenever needed, the teacher can support for the students' learning with the help of these resources. So this is also another important point. Then promoting inquiry based learning. So this is another area that investigates using learning resources, fostering a sense of curiosity, discovery and scientific inquiry. These concepts really promote the quality learning through inquiry based learning. So whenever we allow the students to ask questions inside the classroom, then they can able to observe the class properly. So this is one of the source. Likewise, fostering the sense of curiosity. If we want to provide a good quality education, then we have to foster their curiosity. So how far the students are very much eager to learn a particular concept, that leads to a quality learning among the learners. So for that, we have to provide and we have to make use of the proper learning resources. Even though we are talking about so many positive points of these learning resources, it also having some negative sides, such as limitations and hurdles. I'm not trying to say it is not possible, but it should be a limitations. And also it is having some hurdles, some kind of distraction, some kind of a tentative problem is there. How we have to overcome it and how we have to consider the different factors of hurdles and how it limits the learning resources. That is the important point I'm going to discuss in this class. First one is availability. Very, very important. See, limited access to quality learning resources. See, especially a resource constrained setting can pose challenge in implementing effective teaching strategies. So whenever we try to learn a different concept or we try to learn a quality based concepts, then the resource is important, and how we have to set a major process of resource constraint and how we have to implementing effective teaching strategies in that. So these are all some of the limitations, even though it is not a big limitation, but it is a limitation. Then second limitation or hurdle is cost. For example, if we want to make use of the ICT, information and communication technology based simulation, the cost of the equipments is little bit more, and how we have to maintain the equipment is also another important question. The next one is training. See, whenever we try to learn new things and we try to implement new things inside our classroom, as a teachers we require a training program and the professional development to effectively utilize learning resources and integrate them into the pedagogical practices. So the main thing is training. The present situation, the training may not be possible to the teachers regarding the different kinds of teaching. So that is another problem. Then time constraint, very important. See, the learning resources in the curriculum may require additional time. So if we want to give a quality teaching, if we want to make our students with more better understanding, then we have to travel little more apart from the college hours or school hours. And for preparation, third important hurdle is setup. Even though we prepare theoretically, if we explain all those things with the examples or some setups, then their learning may be strengthened. The next last hurdle is technological constraints. So the use of ICT based resources may be limited. That is very, very important. But technological infrastructure, access to diverse and technical skills. So even in some areas, there is a technology resources are there, but the teachers are not familiar for that. In some cases, the teachers are highly familiar with ICT based or whatever the technology based resources, but there must be no proper facility of arrangement in the learning process. So these are all the like a two sides of the coin. So if we have one side of positive and another side of negative, but only thing is the learning resources is important, and how we can make use of learning resources and how we have to make use of teachers resource for a good learning. That speaks an important point in this unit, and with this point I want to conclude my speech of providing the teacher's role and limitations of resources. Once again, thank you all for watching my videos and for your support. Thank you.